Hi guys, this is Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly, and today I wanted to share with you my TBR for the TBR Readathon. This is a readathon put on by Irina at Beautiful Pages. I'll link her page down below. And let me just tell you, I am a mess today. This readathon was supposed to start May 13th and it's May 21st, so I'm a week late starting and gathering all my TBR together and making this video. I've also was not planning on filming today because I got up at 4:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Central time, and have been driving with a toddler in the car watching Trolls basically on a loop, and a baby alternating between sleeping peacefully and screaming her head off, and my husband working in the car and me driving most of the way. And so this has been a bit of a crazy day. Obviously being up since 3:30, traveling, being home for the first time in about 10 days, so you know, all the stuff, laundry's piled up, dirty stuff, oh, craziness. But you know, I figured, why not film a video? Yay! So hopefully this isn't completely incoherent when you hear about these books. So I apologize if I make absolutely no sense today. But I just want to share because I've never done a readathon before, so I really wanted to be able to share with you that I'm going to do this. And I think it's a fun readathon because the way Irina has it set up is that she wants you to read books that you already own, so instead of library books, so that you can kind of lower your physical TBR. So this will help lower my TBR by 12 books, which is good because I have new books coming soon, so I want to be able to clear some space. So let's get started. Number one is to read a book that you're in the middle, is a series that you're in the middle of. And that I'm going to read The Likeness by Tana French. This is the second book in the Dublin Murder Squad series. I read In the Woods a couple months ago, and it was an average read for me, but this is from a different character. I didn't really like the narrator in the first one. It was the male partner. This is from the female partner's point of view, so I'm hoping that I'm going to like it better. It's a mystery. I don't really know much about the actual mystery itself. Since I've already read the first one, I figure I would continue anyways without knowing much. And then number two is read a book you've owned for a while. And for this I'm going to read Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. I've probably owned this book since, I don't know, 2004, because I had just found out about him in college, so afterwards when I saw this book I got it. And it's not that I haven't read any of his books. I usually listen to them on audio because usually he narrates his own books, him or his sister Amy, and I really like listening to their voices. So even though I've owned this book for 15 years, I've never read it because for the most part I listen to his books. So I figured since I own the physical copy, I should get around to read it. And those of you that don't know, he writes like short stories based on his life, and they're hilarious. He's absolutely ridiculous and funny and enjoyable to read and listen to. So if you ever want to try him out, he's got a ton of anthologies you should read. And the next one is read a book you've got recently. I have two different options for this that I'm not sure. One's longer and one's shorter, so we'll see what I have time for. The longer book that I got recently is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and everybody's reading this and saying how great it is. So I do want to get around to it, but it is bigger, so with the 12 books, if I don't get to this, I have a shorter option. And so the shorter option is called Amina's Voice by Hina Khan, and this is a middle grade novel, so it'll be really fast and easy to get through. But it's from this girl's point of view, Amina, and she has a friend, Sujin, and they've been friends forever, but now Sujin wants to be friends with the popular girl, the in-girl Emily, and wants to change her name to something more American sounding. And so it's a little bit about identity as you're coming of age, and so I thought that sounded like an interesting book, and it's a lot shorter, so it might be the one that I pick. Who knows? And that gets to number 4, which is read a short book, and I have two options for this as well. And the first one is 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger. And even though this doesn't look incredibly short, half of the book is written in verse, so it should go by really fast from what I've heard. And this is about a dystopian India where there are 5 women to every man, and it's kind of the women seen as a commodity and such like that. The other option for a short book is a book I've actually already halfway through, so it would be even shorter, and that's Into the Wild by John Krakauer. And this is a nonfiction book about a guy who in his 20s gets rid of all of his money and everything he owns and goes to explore the Australian wilderness, or not Australian, the Alaskan wilderness. Like I said, I might not be coherent, blah. And so like I said, I'm already part of the way through this book, so even though it's short, I would be even shorter by the fact that I've already started it. And number 5 is read a long book, and that'd be over 500 pages, she specified. And for this, I picked Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I had done a TBR recently that this was a part of, so I do want to get to it soon. And my version is like 620 pages, so I think it counts as a long book. And plus, you know, being a classic, it might take me a little while to get through. The next prompt is read a book you're excited about. And for this, I chose Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Everybody's talking about this book because the movie coming out, so I've been meaning to get to it, so I'm excited to finally be doing it. And since it's a contemporary and short and fun, it should be kind of a break from some of maybe the harder, longer books that I have picked out. Yeah? Do you like that one? It's red. She enjoys Simon. And the next one is read a book out of your comfort zone. And for that, I picked The Martian by Andy Weir, and I'm not a huge sci-fi person. I've lately read a couple sci-fi, but this will be kind of like the first like real sci-fi that's not like maybe young adult or something else that interested me that made it easier to read, so it's like adult sci-fi. I'm also doing this as a buddy read with Dane Reads and several other people through his buddy read. So I'll be reading it next month anyway, so I figured that works for this prompt. And it's about a man who, don't pull my shirt, a man who is stranded on Mars during a space expedition. Oh! And number 8 is read a book with a beautiful cover. And for that, I'm going to read Through the Looking Glass. I already read Adventures in Wonderland a couple months ago, so I wanted to continue with the second book, and so it'll be on the second half of this since I've already read the first book. And I just think this is a beautiful cover. These are the Barnes & Noble Classics collection, and they're really pretty on the back too. It's gorgeous. And that'll be a short, fun, I'm sure very weird read, but entertaining. And the last prompt is that you read a total of 12 books. So with the other 8, that would mean reading 4 more. And I actually have 6 more that I want to read, and since I'm a mood reader, that gives me a couple options, so I don't have to be stuck with just these 12, so it gives me a little leeway. And so first I have Shuffle Repeat by Jen Klein. This is a like hate turn love kind of YA romance, which should fly by really quick and fun, give me something entertaining to read in maybe just a day or two. The next is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak, and I'm buddy reading this as well with Dane Reads and a group of people from his channel. So I know I'll be reading this during the readathon, so that's a for sure. Another one is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. I believe I'm also going to be doing this as a buddy read next month. So I needed to put it in there since I know I'm going to be reading it, and that's a classic. Kind of, I think it's more of a modern classic because it takes place in the 30s. And then the next 3 books are ones that were already on my TBR that I did a video for recently that are based on my children's names. And so I wanted to read them soon, so I'm just putting them in as options. And this one I'm already 100 pages in, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, by Maria Semple. And this is a book about a teenage girl and her mom goes missing, and kind of her going through all of her files and emails and correspondence to figure out where her mom went. And I'm already 100 pages in, so that'll go by soon. And then I, Eliza Hamilton by Susan Holloway Scott is a historical fiction about Alexander Hamilton's wife, her story. Yeah. This one's a big one, so I might save it and kind of throw it in if I have time, but it might not be a top priority. And then the last one is Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wein. And this is another historical fiction during World War II about a female pilot that crashes and is put into a concentration camp, and her meeting other women at the camp and their kind of friendships that blossom. So those are all the books. So it's quite a few, but I think I have enough short and kind of like fun, quick reads in there that I should be able to get all of them done. I'll let you guys know in like my wrap-ups and reviews and all that stuff what I get to. And then we'll see you later. Hopefully everybody gets to sleep at a decent time tonight since we've had a big day. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.